Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you a technique which Linda Dork demonstrated in a video on YouTube, and I liked it so much I decided to have a go myself. This is using Whisper White craft ink, and she used a blender pen, but I decided to use one of our Aquapainters. These come in a set of 3 and I'm using the medium tip. So this is the set of stamps that we're using today called Celebrate Sunflowers, and these come with a set of dies which look like this, which are really lovely. So you've got a die just of itself of a sunflower shape, and then this one is to cut out the stamped image, as is this one of the little sunflower. You've got 2 extra, they look like wheat ears. That's the centre of the sunflower, and an extra leaf, and that cuts out the stamped leaf. So that's the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. So this is quite a large stamp, as you can see. So the best way to ink up a large stamp is to take the ink pad to the stamp, because then you can see that you've inked it all up and you can apply good pressure to get it well inked. So I'm going to stamp the sunflower twice. The ruffled bit here is better to have at the bottom, and then the bits that stand up straight at the top. So I'm just going to turn it round, make sure that's near the bottom, and stamp it in the top left hand corner. And then I'm going to ink it up again the same way, because I've gone over the corner of the cardstock. So if I'd wanted to stamp off, I would have had lines there, but I don't want to stamp off, I just want to stamp it again, like that. And then I'm going to take the small sunflower in the set, and I'm going to stamp with that, and that's here. And for that one, I'm going to apply the stamp to the ink pad and just check that it's all inked up. And then I'm going to apply that there. Ink it up again and then stamp it over there, and then I'm going to take the leaf, the larger leaf, the single leaf, and just stamp that there, and I'll do one in there, just filling in the spaces, and one there. And that's all my stamping done. So I'm going to close up my ink pad so I don't get mess everywhere, and pull in my chair. This is our Whisper White ink pad. It's a craft ink pad. It comes with a refill. And I'm going to take my acrylic block and I'm going to apply that to the Whisper White ink pad to get my ink onto there so I can pick it up using the Aquapainter. So I just want to make sure, first of all, I get some water coming out through the Aquapainter. And then I'm just going to pick up some of that and just start applying some of the white to the sunflower. And the lovely thing, it sort of shades itself. So I'm going to move around from some of the petals. I'm going to do alternate ones, like you do with when you're watercolouring with our ordinary ink as well. You do this. So I'm just going to go around like that. And in a moment I'll show you, I've got 2 cards that I've finished. One that I painted using the Whisper White ink and with the Aquapainter like this, and the other one I used our Frost White shimmer paint, which was quite interesting to get a different sort of technique, a different look, I should say. It's a slightly different technique. So I'm just going to take this and apply it to the ink pad again to get more on it. The alternative to this is I could actually take some of the ink refill. I'll just try that now. So there is a Whisper White ink, so this is the ink refill. And I'm just going to apply a bit of that to the block so I've got a little bit more of the actual ink base, and see if this picks up and gives me more a whiter effect. It might be too white actually. Yeah, that's a bit too white, but let's just add a bit more water, which is easy to do. And that will just take some of the... So you just have to add the water to tone down the white effect. If I just do that, and you find that as it dries it tones down a bit anyway. So I'm going to try and get the thicker white at the bottom and the thinner at the outside, sort of like that. Just do this, so the outside petals a bit lighter. That one there, and then one there. I think hopefully you're beginning to get the idea. I just want to do this one here so that you can see a flower anyway. That's got too much on. So you just sort of adjust your ink accordingly as to how white you want it to be. But the lovely thing is the lines on the stamps show through even while you're doing this, which is rather nice. That one looks a bit messy, so I'll just try and tidy that one up a bit. So I'm not going to actually paint the leaves, just the flowers. I don't know about you, but I love sunflowers and I do think about them a lot at this time of year with the beginning of autumn. So that's the one of the big flowers nearly done. And then I could just start on the little one. And as you can see, I've left the centres. I haven't put any ink on the centres at all. So that's that one. I'll just show you what it's like with the blender pen. It does get a different effect. And it's sort of a bit more faded with the blender pen, but it's still a good way of applying this ink. So if you don't have an Aquapainter, you could just wet some of the ink and use a blender pen. So there is that choice for you as well. So some might prefer, they might feel they got more control over a blender pen, depending on what sort of Aquapainter you got. Whoops, that one was a little bit white, so I'll just put a bit more white around to go with it. So yeah, so that's the technique basically. And now I'm just going to show you the card, the finished card. So that's the card finished with a simple sentiment across the front, and I've put it onto Whisper White with some faceted gems just to make it stand out a bit. This is the one that I actually painted with Frost White shimmer paint, and as you can see, it's a completely different look. It's shimmery, so I didn't feel that it really needed much embellishment. So I'll just hold the two together. So I hope you have a go with this technique. I'll just show you briefly how to do the Frost White shimmer paint. I'll do it on this top flower here. So you shake it up to get some of the ink in the lid. And again, you could either use the Aquapainter or you could use the blender pen. So I'll just show you the Aquapainter first. And it's coming out quite light there. Just pick up a bit more. But as you can see, it's actually thicker than the Whisper White ink. It doesn't give so much variety as the other one does. But still, it depends what look you're going for, as they say. So I'll just use the blender pen and show you a few with the blender pen. It doesn't actually allow the ink to spread out as much with the blender pen, as you can see. It's I find the Aquapainter spreads out the ink better, and I actually prefer the look of the Aquapainter with the white craft ink. So I hope you have a go and have fun, and I'll hopefully do another couple of videos with other techniques with the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. Bye.